Nobody said it was going to be healthy. Hello and welcome to the channel. I'm your host Anthezar, but y'all can just call me Anthy. Today I'm making a lasagna casserole, or it's a macaroni and cheese casserole. I don't know, but to me it tastes like a lasagna casserole, so that's what I'm gonna call it. It is a wonderful, yummy, hearty comfort food. Nobody said it was going to be healthy. Also, to kind of counterbalance, the heartiness, we're making maple glazed carrots too. Disclaimer, I'm not a cook. I just think I can cook, or at least I try my very best. I cook what my family will actually eat, so I try my very best. Well, let's get started.
All right, the ingredients are, you're going to need 2 different kinds of cheeses. I'm using shredded mozzarella and sharp cheddar. You're going to need some kind of noodle. I'm using egg noodles with this one. I've got 2 pounds of ground beef. You're going to need some kind of pasta sauce. I'm using ragu, tomato, garlic, and onion flavor. Then you're going to need some milk, sour cream, butter, and then for seasonings, I'm using garlic, salt, and pepper. Next, you're going to want to cook up that delicious ground beef. I added the seasoning, garlic, salt, and pepper to this. I also added a little water so that the seasonings would stick to the ground beef. I'm not sure if that's what you're supposed to do, but that's what I tend to do with my ground beef. It always seems to cook out anyway, so let me know. Let me know if I'm doing it wrong. I ended up using a lot of seasoning and it kind of turned out really tasty by itself. So, garlic, salt, and pepper. Great seasoning for ground beef. I always time the cooking of the ground beef off. If you are a person who likes to have things both done at the same time, I would suggest bringing the water to a complete boil and then putting your noodles in before you put the ground beef on the stove, because the ground beef cooked up really quickly. And it is always done before the noodles are ready. All right, I measured out 4 cups of noodles for the lasagna casserole. If you're not going to make the lasagna casserole and you'll just make the Alfredo version of this, or just the mac and cheese, then you don't have to measure out your noodles. I'm using egg noodles here. I don't know what kind of gluten-free noodles would go good with baking it as a lasagna, but the Alfredo and mac and cheese recipe, you can use any gluten-free noodle and it'll work just fine. Then you want to add those noodles to your water and boil them for the designated cooking time. The egg noodles take about, I want to say 10 minutes to cook. I also added some salt to the water so it wouldn't stick. And now for the maple glazed carrots. I am using butter and some brown sugar and then some maple syrup. I was not precise in my measurements here. The instructions that I found online was like, you need 1/3 of a cup of brown sugar. And I'm like, oh wow, that's a lot of sugar. I simply microwaved it. If you wanted to be really perfect, I would do it on the stovetop. Now that the meat is all done, I put it off the heat so it would stop cooking. Honestly, I forgot to drain it. I would drain the beef a little bit to get the juices gone, but the juice is still very good. But yeah, otherwise your casserole dish is going to be very liquidy. So definitely drain some of it if you can. And now I'm putting foil down for the glazed carrots. However, I would not do it in a foil pan like this. I would put it in a glass dish, double, maybe even triple the sauce of the glazed carrots, and double the amount of carrots, because these turned out so good. Oh my gosh, they were so good. I feel like you can do this recipe with any kind of vegetable like broccoli. That was my plan, actually, but Walmart was out of broccoli. The sauce ended up getting all over the pan. I did not put enough foil down, and some carrots were not covered in the delicious sauce. 1000% more sauce. All of the sauce. and put it in a container that would allow you to have it soak in the sauce. And then I also put salt and pepper on them. And now for our first recipe, I added butter and sour cream, and then I will add milk. And then for the seasoning, I added garlic, salt, and pepper. Now, this alone tastes like Alfredo sauce. I didn't add enough of the garlic salt, but even with like not a lot of seasoning, it still tasted really, really good. This just makes a delicious, easy Alfredo. So yeah, there's your first recipe. You don't even have to make lasagna casserole. And I'm sure any kind of type of noodle, gluten-free, even rice noodles totally would work with this. Then for the next part, you can just take your Alfredo and add cheese. I added mozzarella here, and then you can add your sharp cheddar. And then it just tastes like a delicious mac and cheese, kind of like an Alfredo mac and cheese. The cheese makes it just super ooey gooey and delicious. Oh my gosh, it was really, really good. So good. I would just make this by itself. It's good stuff. And then my camera decided it was done. Luckily I caught it in time. All right, it's time to plate our third recipe, the lasagna casserole. I'm so sorry for the camera angle. I didn't realize that it dipped like that. But yes, I am just spooning the mac and cheese version into the pan. I thought I needed two, but I didn't. I'm just kind of layering it and spooning the meat on top. I would totally drain it next time. I did the first time I made it. Then you're going to want to add your designated sauce. I used the ragu, tomato, and garlic, which I love. It's possible that the sauce that I used made it taste like a lasagna to me. I don't know. And then for a last touch, I sprinkle a little bit of cheese on top. And then I pop that into the oven with the carrots. The oven is set for 400. The first time I made it was set for 350. Both work. I cooked it for about 30 minutes. And I believe I cooked the carrots for about 30 to 40 minutes as well. And look at those carrots. Ta-da! And this is the final lasagna product. It was so good. It's bubbling and just, I love that the cheese crisped on top. Oh, so good. It's so delicious right when it comes out of the oven. It's just amazing. And it's still very good as leftovers as well. Dad and I have been eating it ever since I made it. It's super hearty too, so you get full really quickly on it. My dad doesn't like carrots too much, so I gave him just a few. Kind of just forced a little bit of carrots on him. But, oh my goodness. Highly recommend. My friend gave me this recipe, and I have been obsessed with it ever since. And the lasagna made 6 more servings, and I stored them in little Tupperwares.
Well, I'm gonna have dinner with my dad. I'm excited to have some food. Some tasty, tasty food. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you give this video a like and subscribe to my channel. I'm making Vlogmas videos all month long. Until tomorrow, bye! Nom 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 nom.